In a world obsessed with shiny things and status symbols, you'd think that what pulls a woman in is obvious money, power, a flashy lifestyle, but you'd be wrong. There's a deeper force at play, a magnetic pull that defies logic, one that can't be faked with designer suits or luxury cars. This isn't about playing games. This is about transformation. Welcome to Stoicedge, where we strip away illusion and get to the raw essence of masculine truth. Today, we're going to unlock 5 timeless principles. Women crave more than material wealth. These aren't tips, they're truths, rooted in the wisdom of the Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius, and lived by a Roman soldier whose name is long forgotten by history, but not by the hearts he touched. If you're done chasing shallow admiration, if you're ready to become the kind of man she remembers in silence, stay with me till the final breath of this video. Have you ever met someone who made time disappear? Not because of what they gave you, but because of how they gave themselves, fully, without distraction, without agenda. That, brother, is presence. Lucius, the Roman soldier, didn't have gold. He had presence. The kind of attention that made a woman feel like she was the only soul alive. After long drills, dust on his skin, he would sit beside his lover under olive trees, letting her speak, letting her breathe. He didn't offer answers. He offered attention, the rarest currency. Marcus Aurelius once whispered into time, "Confine yourself to the present," because the man who is rooted in the now without wandering thoughts or digital distractions becomes a portal to peace. In a world of attention whores, a man who gives undivided presence is sacred. So ask yourself, when was the last time you truly listened? Not to respond, not to impress, just to understand. That's what she wants. Not your gifts, not your dinners, but the echo of stillness that says, "I'm here, all of me." Because, while other men bring noise, you bring silence, she can feel. Every man has felt it, the panic when she pulls away, the boiling frustration when she tests your boundaries, the temptation to chase, to beg, to break. But only a few men pass the test. Only a few remember. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Lucius lived this. One night, returning from battle, he found his lover laughing with another man. Others mocked him. "She's moving on." Lucius said nothing. He didn't flinch. He understood this sacred truth. What's meant for you doesn't need control, and what leaves was never yours to begin with. Emotional discipline isn't the absence of feeling. It's the mastery of it. You don't lash out. You don't beg. You hold your frame, because if she's testing you, she isn't trying to hurt you. She's trying to find your edges. She wants to know, is this man solid enough to stand in my emotional storm? And when you do, she relaxes. She melts. She chooses you, not because you forced her, but because your stillness gave her safety. Be the calm inside her chaos, and you'll be the man she runs to. When the rest make her run away, you've seen them. Men trying to be liked, chasing approval like dogs chasing shadows. But let me tell you something primal. A man who builds doesn't need to beg. A man on a mission doesn't chase, he attracts. Lucius wasn't loud. He wasn't the life of the camp. But every morning before sunrise, he trained. He read, he helped others, not for clout, but for character. When asked why he skipped the tavern, he said, "I care about what I'm becoming, not what they think I am." That's gravity, and gravity pulls. Women aren't looking for popularity. They're aching for direction. They want to feel part of a bigger story. Your story, when you wake with fire in your chest, when your time becomes sacred, when your actions speak louder than your captions. You stop being a man in the crowd. You become the path. And she doesn't want to lead you. She wants to join you, because the man who walks with purpose is a man worth walking beside. Let's cut through the lies. Have you ever smiled when you wanted to roar? Said "I'm fine" when you were bleeding. Agreed just to be liked. That's not connection. that's performance, and she sees through it. Lucius once refused a promotion. Why? Because it meant betraying his values. Gold, status, he could have had it all. But he looked that temptation in the eye and said, "If I lose myself for gain, I gain nothing." His lover later said, "I trust you because you never wear a mask." And that's it. That's the thing. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be rich. But if you are true, you are rare. Women crave that. A man whose words and actions are married. A man who doesn't shift with the wind. Because while image impresses, integrity inspires. So next time you feel the urge to pretend, don't. Stand in your truth. Speak from your spine, and you'll find her heart opens not because of what you say, but because of who you are. Let me ask you, have you ever met someone who didn't need to speak to command a room? That's the power of quiet confidence, not arrogance, not forced charisma, just presence that whispers louder than words. Lucius returned from war victorious. The general asked soldiers to recount their deeds. One by one, they boasted. Lucius said nothing. When asked about his role, he replied, "My reward is the mission's success, not the applause." And just like that, the room fell silent. Respect flooded in, because real power doesn't shout. It radiates. We live in an age of overexposure. Everyone's performing, everyone's selling, everyone's talking. But the man who says less, the man who moves with intention, becomes the mystery she can't stop thinking about. Silence is magnetism, because it gives space for curiosity. And curiosity, my brother, is the birthplace of attraction. So let them flex, let them speak, let them post. You build in silence. You evolve in darkness. You show up with your energy, not your ego, and when you walk in, she'll feel something she can't explain. That's your power, unspoken, unshakable, undeniable. Let's bring it home. You don't need to be a billionaire. You don't need to be a celebrity. You just need to be you, fully aligned, because, in the end, the qualities women crave more than money aren't loud. They're rare. Let's remember them. Presence over possessions, because attention is the real luxury. Emotional discipline over drama, because stillness is strength. Purpose over popularity, because direction is devotion. Integrity over image, because truth is her deepest craving. Silence over showing off, because mystery breeds magnetism. Lucius wasn't perfect. He wasn't rich. He was something better, real, and as Marcus Aurelius said, look well into thyself. There is a source of strength that will always rise. So stop chasing, start building. Not for her, not for them, but for you. And one day, the right woman will see you, not the surface, but the soul, and she will stay. Not because of what you offer, but because of who you are. Welcome to your rebirth. Welcome to